Why do you take dialysis?
I take dialysis because my kidneys have failed. And dialysis is the only way that I can remain alive because the dialysis machine replaces the function of my kidneys.
What is dialysis?
Dialysis is a means that you remove waste products from the bloodstream. This is a function that's normally performed by the kidneys, but the dialysis machine, as I said, replaces my kidneys. It's an artificial kidney.
Okay. When did you start dialysis?
I started dialysis shortly before Christmas. It was December of 2012.
Oh, okay. Where do you take it?
There are several places you can. I started in the hospital while I was there after an accident, but then we transferred to an actual dialysis facility close to the house.
How much time do you spend at the clinic?
Oh, about 9 hours. 8 of it is actually dialysis, and the other half hour is pre-prep and post-prep.
What do you do while you wait for your time to be over?
Sometimes I just twiddle my thumbs, but I also have a television that you'll see when we show you a little video of the dialysis room. I have a TV that I can watch. I have my iPad. I watch movies, read books, and mostly sleep because I go at night.
Ooh. Are there nice people that make your stay more enjoyable?
There are. I have a nice medical staff there. We have actual registered nurses, licensed practical nurses, and their dialysis techs. Those are the people that actually monitor you while you're on the machine, and they are real nice people. I really enjoy my crew.
How many nights or days do you spend at the clinic?
I go 3 nights a week, and it's every other night basically, and on the weekends I skip weekends. So I'm there just about as much as I'm at home. As you know, with dialysis, they have to remove the blood from my body and then cleanse it through a filtration system and return it to my body. To do that, they have to have a way to get it out. And they do that in me by means of what we call an access. And this is an access. You might want to zoom in on this. This is a arteriovenous access, which is a combination of artery and vein. And this is made from my tissue. They attach an artery here and it makes this thing swell up. And now they put needles in here each night. Now, the needles are 15 gauge needles, and they are pretty big and they hurt when they go in. So what we do now is we use a cream, a numbing cream. It's prescription. It's called lidocaine. And what we do, we make this little bandage here that we make from handy wrap and adhesive tape. So I figure out which side they're going to stick tonight, and I rotate the side so that it doesn't get weak. So we're going to stick on this side tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this lidocaine, and I'm going to go right down the side here like that. And this is the area where they'll be sticking the needles. So I want to numb that up real good. Then I'm going to take this little homemade bandage and I'm going to place it over the top of that. And I do this approximately 30 minutes before I leave to give it time to work. So this is where they'll stick me tonight when I get to the clinic. All right, when we first arrive at the clinic, as you can see, the 15 gauge needles are waiting for me on the bedside table along with all the other apparatus they need to connect me to the machine. I'm going to show you my bed here and my little TV for entertainment, and you have to pardon the camera angle because of the HIPAA regulations and privacy practices. They don't allow us to film in this room with the other patients. There are 20 other patients in the room with me. The dialysis tech is now entering all the vital statistics into the machine, my blood pressure and heart rate, oxygen levels, things of that nature. They monitor everything while you're sleeping. Every 30 minutes there's a monitor that goes off to make sure that they're checking you. They're taking, that's a thermometer in my mouth, by the way. She is now prepping the site. Those are alcohol pads that she uses to wipe down. The human body has a lot of staph bacteria on it, so they don't want to puncture you without sanitizing the site. Now, the next couple of scenes are going to be not for the faint at heart. If needle sticks offend you or make your stomach squeamish, you might want to turn away here. She's about to stick me with that 15 gauge needle. First needle is called the venous needle. She puts it in low. That's the one that'll remove the blood from the body. And it's the furthest one away from the heart, so that it pulls blood that's on the way back to the heart. Takes it out, feeds it to the machine where it's cleansed, and then the second needle she puts in is the return needle. That's the one that puts the clean blood back into your bloodstream. They take these down real good because, as you know, with a pump, there's a lot of pressure on these lines, and I have had one come out in the middle of the night. Not a scene you want to see, so to speak. Once she gets the needles in, she'll remove the tourniquet so that the blood can flow freely. That is a monitor that they put on your arm. It tells if that blood starts leaking, that alarm will go off. That little white hose there. That's what that is. Now the machine is circulating a saline solution. There's no air in these lines. And that's the rotary pump. And that is the cartridge filter. It's a two-phase filter, osmosis and a molecular filter. She's about to connect me to the pump through the needle lines. And if you watch very carefully, you'll see the blood replace the water in the lines once the pump starts. The interesting thing about this pump is that my blood never touches that pump. The pump is a roller pump, and it acts similar to when you try to squeeze the toothpaste from the bottom of a tube. You start at the bottom. Well, the roller pump squeezes the lines and forces the blood through. So my blood never contaminates the machine, therefore multiple users can use the machine without risk of cross-contamination. Now the pump starting, you'll see that red line, follow the blood, and you can see it coming through the pump now. And it'll exit out the bottom of the pump. There it is, moving towards the filter. Once it gets inside the filter, there's a cartridge inside that it actually filters the blood on a molecular level, and then that red and blue water line on that supplies a dialysate that performs the osmosis filtration, which removes the excess water from the bloodstream. Also, since the blood is outside of the body, it has a tendency to try to clot, so they add a blood thinner as well as a heater so that the blood remains warm. It's returned to the body at the same temperature it was removed.
So this is what dialysis is all about. I hope that you understood it and that you gained some more information about dialysis and that you enjoyed this little documentary.